my god, today we have a video. Helsinki and Tallinn.
It's the capital.
Baltic. Sister.
It's the capital of Estonia.
Oh.
So Estonia is below Finland, and we reacted to the language, Estonian and Finnish, and it was a popular video. I didn't expect that because Estonia is such a small country with like a 1.5 people. Not a lot of people, but you guys are a really good friend, even more than Finland and Sweden, I think, because you guys are connected with language, right? And maybe history a lot. So I feel like you guys are best friends. So let's react by Rick Steve Europe YouTube channel. He's going to go to both capital and it's going to be quite interesting. Yes.
Yeah, let's get started.
Helsinki and Tallinn each suffered through a challenging 20th century, but today both are enjoying good times.
Whoa.
Longtime Baltic cousins, Finns travel to Tallinn for affordable R&R. And people in Estonia watched Helsinki TV all through the Cold War to at least know what freedom and prosperity looked like back when they didn't have it. In Helsinki, we'll stroll with Finns on their grand esplanade. Explore the Gibraltar of the North. Visit both of Helsinki's iconic cathedrals. Simmer in a sauna. And cruise the islands of Helsinki's harbor. Then we'll cross the Baltic to Estonia and stroll Tallinn's remarkably preserved Old Town, relax in the gardens of a Russian palace. Check out social realism Estonian style and learn how Estonians sang their way to freedom from the Soviet Union. In the north of Europe, the Baltic Sea is ringed by Russia, the Baltic nations, and the Scandinavian nations.
It doesn't touch each other. It's separated by the Baltic Sea. So at no point that Finland and Estonia touch each other. But it's not far. I don't know how far it is, like a few hours by boat maybe, that distance. I'm not sure. How far?
We start in Finland's capital, Helsinki, and then ferry
but see, Helsinki and Tallinn are both very close. Literally on the other side of the water.
True.
They cannot see each other like this, but they can go by boat.
How big?
Estonia's capital,
I don't know.
Tallinn. Helsinki is the only European capital with no medieval past. It was founded and ruled by the Swedes in the 16th century to be a strategic Baltic port. But the location was poor, and it never amounted to more than a village. Then in the 18th century, the Swedes built a huge fortress in the harbor, and Helsinki grew and prospered. Today, with over 500,000 people, Helsinki is by far Finland's leading city. In spite of its Swedish roots, Old Helsinki feels Russian. That's because when the Russians took over Finland in 1809, they made it Finland's capital, modeled after their capital, St. Petersburg. Stone buildings, white trim, and neoclassical columns. Since downtown Helsinki wasn't built until the 1800s, it was more logically designed and laid out than other European capitals. Helsinki's Grand Boulevard, the Esplanade, provides wide and inviting sidewalks for shoppers and a people-friendly park up the middle.
Wow, so clean.
The city seems designed to promote a sense of community, and on warm summer days, people take full advantage. Cafe Capelli is an old-world oasis of coffee and relaxation. In the 19th century, this was a popular hangout for Russian officers, local intellectuals, and artists. The bandstand features live music almost daily in the summer. The arrival of cruise ships sliding through tight passages between Helsinki's surrounding islands energizes the city each day. Most travelers arrive by cruise ship. The towering Viking and Silja ships are each floating hotels for the thousands making the scenic island-studded trip from Stockholm. Hopping off their boat, visitors head directly for Helsinki's delightful and vibrant harbor square. Explore the colorful outdoor market, part souvenirs and crafts, and part veggies and fruit. The strawberries here are famous.
They are famous, yeah. They are very nice ones, and these ones are grown on the island. So
Can I try?
One of the most expensive thing in Thailand is strawberry and blueberry. It doesn't grow, right?
It grow.
But it's rare.
It grow where it's called on the mountain, thing like that.
It's rare to find it. We don't have a season per se for that.
Yes.
It's so expensive.
True.
It's like $6 for a small pack.
Yo.
It's very expensive.
But I go Finland.
And organic from the island.
Yeah, really nice ones. No pesticides used.
Nice. I'll have a little box, please.
A little box. That's a huge box for us.
Yes.
The place for the most casual, quick and cheap lunch in town. The salmon grills are a favorite. Everyone from the Finnish president on down to visiting tourists stops by for a dash of local
Wow,
flavor.
so good.
Yes.
While Helsinki's history is short, monuments to it are everywhere. The Tsarina stone, with its double-headed eagle of Imperial Russia, was erected in 1835 to celebrate the visit by Tsar Nicholas and Tsarina Alexandra. This fountain has
Tsarina
become a symbol of
Alexandra.
Helsinki, the city nicknamed
It's
the
interesting.
daughter.
They did not like remove everything.
Yeah.
They said, it looked nice and it reflects our history. People need to learn about their history or and things
Yeah.
like this. So they keep it.
of the
I'm
Baltic.
sure there's more meaning.
The voluptuous figure, modeled after the artist's Parisian mistress, was a scandal in its more Puritan day. A short ferry ride takes us across the harbor to Helsinki's most important site. Suomenlinna, an island guarding Helsinki's harbor, served as a strategic fortress
Oh.
for 3 countries, Sweden, Russia, and then Finland. It's now a popular park with a fascinating story. The fortress was built by the Swedes with French financial support in the mid-1700s to counter Russia's rise to power. Russia's Peter the Great had just built his new capital, St. Petersburg, nearby in the Baltic, and he was eyeing the West.
Oh.
Think of it as European superpowered chess. The Russians moved to St. Petersburg. The French countered by moving a Swedish castle here to Helsinki, stopping the Russian offensive, at least for the time being.
We
The
saw in
fortress
when we reacted to the Finnish castle, most Finnish castles were built by Sweden,
Yeah,
not
to-
by Finland.
To protect from Russia.
Russia, right? Yeah, because Sweden was controlling Finland, right? So, yeah.
Sweden's military pride and joy. With 5 miles of walls and hundreds of cannon, it was the second mightiest fort of its kind in Europe, after Gibraltar. Built by more than 10,000 workers, the fort was a huge investment and stimulated lots of innovation. In the 1760s, this was the world's biggest and most modern dry dock. After the construction of this fort, the village of Helsinki became a boom town, supporting this grand Gibraltar of the North. Today, Suomenlinna is most appreciated by locals for its scenic strolls. Explore the park. There are ramparts to ramble and cannon to ponder.
Suomenlinna. Suomo is Finland.
Cafes nestle in the shade of the walls. You'll find Finns on the rocks and families enjoying their humble beach. Back in town, Helsinki's Senate Square, with the Lutheran Cathedral as its centerpiece, is one of the finest neoclassical squares in all of Europe. The buildings, which formed the original square, burned down in 1808. Then, after Finland became part of the Russian Empire, the Tsar sent in his leading architect, Karl Engel, to rebuild the square and give it the stature and elegance it has today. This statue honors Russian Tsar Alexander II. While not popular in Russia, in fact he was eventually assassinated, Finns liked him. He gave Finland more autonomy in 1863
Okay.
and never pushed the Russification of Finland.
That's why to keep some of these things also.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that. That like not
He
everyone.
probably a great king, right?
Yeah, not the Tsar. Not everyone has the same intention. Now it makes more
The staircase leading up to the cathedral is a popular meeting and tanning spot. This is where students from the nearby university gather and couples meet.
I doubt
With
that
its
they have a
stately
Stalin
dome
statue
and
or
statues
something.
of 12 apostles, the Lutheran Cathedral overlooks the city and harbor. Finished in 1852, its austerity is striking. I like to take a moment surrounded by Finland's great reformers to savor neoclassical simplicity. Physically, this church seems perfectly Protestant, unadorned, with the emphasis on 2 things: preaching, with its prominent pulpit, and music, with its grand organ. Statuary is limited to the Reformation big shots: Martin Luther, Philip Melanchthon, Luther's intellectual sidekick, and the leading Finnish reformer, Mikael Agricola. A follower of Luther in Germany, Agricola brought the Reformation here to Finland. He also translated the Bible into Finnish. Agricola's Bible is to Finland what the Luther Bible is to Germany and the King James Bible is to the English-speaking world. Nearby, also overlooking Helsinki, is the Orthodox Uspensky Cathedral. It faces the Lutheran Cathedral, much as Russian culture faces Europe. Built in 1868 for the Russians back when Finland belonged to Russia, its main dome represents the Sacred Heart of Jesus, while the smaller ones represent the hearts of the 12 apostles. Today, this is the spiritual home of the city's Finnish Orthodox community. Its interior offers a rich experience.
Damn.
Icons of saints oversee flickering candles.
I should have, like, because there's a lot of people in Finland that are still, like, Russian, right? Like, throughout history, or they are part Russian or something, and they don't want to lose their identity. Like it's not all everything that was, like, you know what I mean, guys? I think.
Which represent prayers of the Orthodox faithful. These plush Eastern images are a stark contrast to the spare Lutheran cathedral. Helsinki is set in a natural wonderland, and hopping a boat tour for a 90-minute cruise makes that very clear. The several hundred islands of its archipelago provide a delightful playground. Leaving the harbor, you pass mighty icebreakers in their summer slumber. With the capacity to break through 15 feet of ice, they're a reminder of the bitter Baltic winters. Lonely cabins cap glacier-ground granite. Finns are good at getting the most out of the long days of their short summer. Many have family cabins here, and a standard feature is a freestanding sauna. But you don't need a cabin to enjoy a sauna. At this neighborhood sauna, the regulars gather daily. Each morning, the wood fire is stoked.
Wait,
At
what?
Neighborhood sauna,
Okay, I thought they needed to wait in line to go in the sauna. Wait, why are they doing this outside? What are they doing?
True.
Pula miterset sonat. Why are they sitting outside of this?
Are they
regulars
ready?
gather daily.
There are
Each
too
morning,
many
the
people.
wood fire is stoked. That afternoon, in parallel facilities, men and women come to relax. For the Finns, the sauna is a lifestyle. Popular year-round, it's especially appealing in the long, cold winters. Buckets of icy water are great for dousing when you get too hot. Finns claim that bundles of birch twigs enhance the experience, increasing circulation, opening your pores, and spritzing the air with a wonderful birch aroma.
I've never heard of this.
Cap the experience relaxing with the local gang on the sidewalk just outside.
You're just chilling.
Public trams can serve as a
Yeah, and
handy
you get
vehicle
me
for a
the free-
budget, do-it-yourself tour. Helsinki's tram number 3 makes a scenic city loop. It runs every few minutes, tickets are good for an hour, and it's great for hopping on and off to sightsee.
Good public
The train
transportation.
station was built in the early 1900s.
Welcome to Europe.
Its stern figures with lamps recall a time when this city provided light to a mostly rural nation, and the rest of the world seemed very far away. A couple stops away is the city's main shopping drag. The Three
Stop,
Blacksmiths
man.
statue has stood here since 1932. Locals say it celebrates human labor and cooperation and shows the solid character of the Finnish people.
Finland stood courageously strong against the Soviet Union and artfully maintained its independence through the Cold War. Today, tucked up here in the far north corner of Europe, this city seems to celebrate both peace and culture.
Oh,
600 stainless steel pipes shimmering in a park honor Finland's greatest composer, Jan Sibelius. The monument is built on solid rock, as is so much of Finland. Sibelius, who composed in the late 19th century and early 20th,
yes, and we reacted to Finlandia. You know the song?
wrote music that stirred the national soul. His music, like paintings by Finland's romantic artists hanging in the National Gallery, evokes the vast forest land, mythic legends, deep pagan roots, and heroic struggles of a stoic nation. Music and art that is uniquely Finnish contribute to the staying power of this small country of 5 million. A selection of ferries make the 50-mile crossing between Helsinki and Tallinn nearly hourly.
50 miles,
Because
not
of
bad.
the ease of this delightful 2-hour cruise,
much?
2-hour
and the variety
trip,
a
you
quick
just said.
trip over to
On a
Estonia
boat?
adds
Yeah.
to your Nordic
Yeah.
travels,
And it's never going
pairing
fast.
Helsinki and Tallinn
is a natural.
2 hours?
Stepping off the
She
boat,
get dizzy in the boat. Since forever, right?
Never done.
Seasick.
in Tallinn, the capital of Estonia, you feel you've traveled a long way culturally from Finland. It's a mix of East and West. Tallinn's Nordic Lutheran culture and language connect it with Stockholm and Helsinki. But 2 centuries of Tsarist Russian rule and nearly 50 years as part of the Soviet Union have blended in a distinctly Russian flavor. Finns and Estonians share a similar history. First, Swedish domination, then Russian, then independence after World War I. Until 1940, the Estonians were about as affluent as the Finns. But then, Estonia was gobbled up by an expanding Soviet empire and spent the decades after World War II under communism. When the USSR fell, Estonia regained its freedom, and in 2004, it joined the European Union.
It lost a lot of land, though.
Yeah.
They were as affluent as Finland, so they lost a lot of land, or what?
Has modernized at an astounding rate since the fall of the Soviet Union. Its business district shines with the same glass and steel gleam you'll find in any modern city.
No, but it's interesting how some of these countries like Finland, like Estonia, they really do extremely well today. Like Finland, the most like happy country in the world, but in this country like Belarus,
Yeah.
that is like a bleep all. Like it's so poor there. It's a country that I've still like maybe under a strong Russian influence still, and they are doing so poorly. Like.
Yet nearby are the rugged and fully intact medieval walls, and the town within these ramparts has a beautifully preserved old world ambience. Among medieval cities in the north of Europe, none are as well preserved as Tallinn. The town hall square was a marketplace through the centuries. Its fine old buildings are a reminder that Tallinn was once an important medieval trade.
No, but these building, yeah, it looked like Germany or, you know, those kind of building, right? Very like a timber house or thing like this with the triangle on top.
Center. Today, it's a touristy scene, full of people just having fun. Through the season, each midday, cruise ship groups congest the center as they blitz the town nights. Like many tourist zones, Tallinn's is a commercial gauntlet. Here there's a hokey torture museum, strolling Russian dolls, medieval theme restaurants complete with touts.
See, this is dressed like like Czech Republic, Slovakia, Poland, those kind of dress, right?
Yeah. Very nice.
Enthusiastic hawkers of ye old taste treats. But just a couple blocks away is, for me, the real attraction of Tallinn. Workaday locals enjoying
There's
roots away.
even a Russian flag in the background. Is it
For
Russian
me-
flag? Blue, red? I don't know if it's white.
The real attraction of Tallinn. Workaday locals enjoying real freedom and better economic times. Still ramshackle courtyards host inviting cafes. Bistros serve organic cuisine in a chic patina of old world meets new.
Wow.
And just outside the wall,
So modern, like crazy beautiful, so colorful, so clean too.
You're very
it seems there's no tourism at all. Under towering ramparts, the former moat is now a park, perfect for a warm afternoon stroll. In the 15th century, Tallinn consisted of 2 feuding medieval towns. The upper town, on a hill called Toompea, is from where the country of Estonia has long been ruled. The lower town was an independent city. As a member of the Hanseatic Trading League, it was an economic power here in the Baltic world. This thriving port town was filled with mostly
lot of
German
flag, to be
merchants
fair.
who hired Estonians to do their menial labor. The old town feels Germanic, with streets lined by the fancy
See,
facades
that's what I said. It feels Germanic. That's what I just said.
of those 15th century big shot merchants. This merchant's home functioned as his warehouse and office as well.
Is that Latvia?
Its elaborately carved door evokes the
Flag?
wealth of Tallinn's business class in those days. Stairs lead from the lower Old Town into the fortified Upper Town, Toompea. Climbing into Estonia's historic capital,
So
it's
pretty.
clear the architecture tells a story. Neighboring Russia has always loomed large and threatening over Little Estonia. The Alexander Nevsky Cathedral was built here by Russians in 1900. While a beautiful building, most Estonians don't like this church. It was built to face the Estonian Parliament building, clearly designed to flex Russian cultural muscles during a period of Estonian national revival. This tower survives from the original Toompea castle. Nicknamed Tall Herman, it's a powerful symbol here. For 50 years, throughout the Cold War, Estonian flags were hidden away, and the Soviet flag flew from atop this tower. Then, as the USSR was unraveling, Estonians proudly and defiantly replaced the red Soviet flag with their own.
Nice.
Today, while Toompea is filled with Estonian government buildings, it's also simply a pleasant place to stroll and enjoy some romantic viewpoints. Russia's influence over Estonia goes back long before the Soviet
it's
Union.
so pretty.
When Russia took over Estonia in 1710, Tsar
Everything
Peter-
everything is condensed though. It's like small streets, everything is kind of small. You can walk and go to a lot of places. Like
the Great built the stately Kadriorg Palace for his Tsarina, Catherine. The Tsarina's private garden is now Tallinn's finest public park. The standard progression as divine monarchies give way to modern democracies. And the former guardhouse now serves coffee to commoners. The leading site within the park is the Kumu Art Museum, Estonia's striking national gallery, opened with pride and fanfare in 2006.
auditorium.
While Estonian art evolved in step with the rest of Europe, it was also shaped along the way by the nation's history. For instance, 19th century Romanticism was the artistic style of Estonia's aristocratic German landlords, who enjoyed art featuring idyllic Estonian peasant women in folk costumes and idealized settings. Local artists continued to paint in sync with European styles from Impressionism through Cubism and so on. But Estonian art parted ways with Western Europe after the Soviet
That's
takeover
Tallinn?
in 1945,
Damn, I
which
hope
brought
I'm
the
right.
end of artistic freedom. The Soviets insisted on one kind of art, social realism. This was beyond censorship. Art had to actively promote the communist struggle. The Estonian Artists' Union was forced to renounce individual expression and be re-educated.
Ugh.
The Stalinist formula? National in style, but socialist in content. Painters produced themes like this, titled Excellent Young Communist Workers. Industry was celebrated. Mining was big in Estonia, so miners were portrayed as heroes, marching like soldiers to their glorious work. Soviet women were shown not as the idyllic cliché of traditional motherhood, but as strong laborers working side by side with men. They were entirely engaged in the quest to reach the communist ideal. Here, a woman oversees the bolstering of agricultural production. Posters were a natural fit for social realism. They could be mass-produced. They generally came with a proclamation. This one reads, "It's good to work hard and buy government bonds." And they carried the propaganda message to every corner of society. In the 1960s,
Fake
things
it.
began to change.
Fake
Many
it until you make it. That's the phrase. Fake until you make it.
Estonian artists took a more independent and avant-garde approach, injecting hints of social commentary into their work. This angered Khrushchev, and many of these artists ended up in Siberia. But as the Soviets would eventually learn, change was unstoppable. Western ideals began to infiltrate. Estonia was the only part of the USSR where pop art was recognized. Painters featured utopian scenes viewed through the eyes of alienated urbanites. Artists flirted with the psychedelic as a new generation came of age. Local guide Matti Ramasin, who grew up under communism and did his military service as a driver in the Soviet Army, is joining me to help us better understand the challenges of living 50 years under the Soviets.
I remember when Viru Hotel was the only skyscraper of city, and because KGB was very curious of every word spoken by foreign tourists, we had a local joke that the house was built from Soviet wonder material, so-called microconcrete, which would be 60% concrete and about 40% of microphones.
Tallinn's vast and blocky suburb of Lasnamäe, with about 90,000 apartment flats, dates back to communist times. The Soviets attempted to Russify Estonia by planting or moving people into this country. Because of that, about a quarter of all Tallinners are ethnic Russians. And as is clear at this predominantly Russian market, the plantation of people, as it seems is always the case when governments move people for political purposes, leaves a poorer and struggling ethnic minority. And their reluctance to assimilate leaves long-term social challenges.
Yeah.
Nearby is the stage from where the people of Estonia gathered to demand their independence. The Song Festival Grounds, which hosts massive choral festivals, is a uniquely Estonian institution. This is a national monument because of the stirring role it played in Estonia's fight for independence. With only 1 million people lodged between Russia and Germany, and without a strong military, Estonians asserted themselves with song. They say being together and singing together was their power.
300,000 Estonians gathering here to sing together.
Wow.
Yeah. One day in 1988, 1/3 of Estonian nation gathered here to sing.
32% of the whole country was there.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
To sing about the freedom, about the independence, to show to the rest of the world and especially to the Soviet side.
Wow.
We are tired to be one part of the Soviet system. And as we can see now, almost 20 years later, that it was successful.
Tallinn's Museum of the Occupation rounds out the story. Suitcases are a reminder of people who fled the country, leaving everything behind. Displays show how Russians managed to keep the Estonians in line. Surveillance was a part of daily life. Prison doors evoke the countless lives lost in detention and deportation. And the communist leaders who once lorded over the Estonian people are now in the basement, guarding the toilets. With freedom, Tallinn has joined Helsinki as a vibrant and welcoming destination. Each has a unique charm. Helsinki with its thriving esplanade, striking neoclassical design, and island escapes. And Tallinn with its medieval old town witnessing the emergence of a new prosperity.
While Tallinn and Helsinki each have their own story, traveling here we share in the good times.
Yeah,
of two
they look quite different to me, the city, like the capital.
Yeah.
Tallinn look very different from Helsinki. But they share a common history.
Yeah, that looked really nice. And like for the Helsinki or for the Finland, like compared to a lot of country were under what the Soviet?
Yeah, like Romania,
they are
like
doing
Belarus,
so well.
like Bulgaria.
Crazy. Yeah, and of course it's really beautiful, both country, full of history. Amazing.
Yeah, very, very interesting. If there's more video like this, please let us know in the comment below. Yeah.
Yeah.